and if people are in person,
Oh, I see. So I won't see them. So, okay,
but
very good.
the meditation might be going a little late.
Yeah, although I mentioned to Paula that we would be starting here at 11. Well, in any case, it's really good to be with you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your practice. I do want to hear a little bit about how it's going for you, and then we'll do the practice, of course. And then we'll have some discussion and a few things that we would like to um, share with you about the practice. And I'd like to start then with, before we have these conversations in practice, as always, to start with our aspiration and refuge in bodhicitta. And by the way, in my experience, we can sing it, I can sing it a little slowly, and then if you would like to unmute, there's a little pause for you to catch up. And for me, I love to hear everybody's voice, so I invite you to do that. We'll see how that works. It seems like it has worked. So our aspiration. May all beings always have happiness and its causes. May all
All
beings
beings
always
always
be
be
free of
free of
pain and its
causes.
causes. May all
All
beings
beings
always
always
be
be
pain-free and
free
live
and love
happily.
happily.
May no
No
beings ever
beings ever
cling
cling
to those
to
near
those
nor
near
spurn
thoughts
those
and those
far.
far.
For as long
For as
as
long
space
as space
abides,
abides,
as long as
as
the
long as
world
this world
remains,
remains,
just so long
so
may
long
I
may
be
I be
there,
there,
resolving
resolving
all these
all
pain.
pain.
And the figures of refuge, especially Guru Rinpoche, luminous before you as we take refuge. In three real jewels, three ruthless filled
Restless
ones,
ones,
channels, winds,
channels,
bright
winds,
orbs,
bright
this
orbs,
Bodhi
this
mind,
mind.
essence,
Essence,
nature,
nature,
moving
moving
love,
love,
until
until
full
full
Bodhi I
bodhi
seek
I seek
refuge.
refuge.
Gunjo
Ajo
Sungye
sumyo
Teche
teche
Sawas
tawasam.
Zalung
Salung
Tigle
tigle
Rangxing
rongchen
Chanchup
chanchup
Sem
se.
Ngor
Ngo
Rangxing
rangjin
Bujang
tuje
Korlam
gikorlam.
Chanchup
Chanchup
Ningme
ningmo
Bardu
padu
Chapsuchi.
japsuchi.
And the light comes. Okay, one more. In three real jewels, three
Unto three
ruthless
roots
filled
filled
ones,
ones.
channels, winds,
Shadows,
bright
winds,
orbs,
bright
this
this
Bodhi
Bodhi
mind,
mind.
essence,
Essence,
nature,
nature,
moving love,
moving love,
until,
undone.
until full
Until full
Bodhi I
Bodhi
seek
I seek
refuge.
refuge.
We're all drawn up as light into light of the luminous Lama and dissolve into space. And reappear. Oh, like moons in
Winds and
water,
water,
sights we see
sighs we
thus. We ever roam round in cyclic chains. So all may rest in their clear mind sphere. I raise
raise
Bodhi through
Bodhi
four
through all
boundless
boundless
days.
days.
Ho natsuk nangwa chude sunrei ji. Korwa the good Jindu Jambe Dro. We can sing it in English too. Rang Re Gasel Ying Sung El Cheer. Tseme shi angne semche do. Oh, like
Like
moons in
mountains in
waters,
water,
I've still
I've
seen
still seen
us.
us.
We
We
ever roam
ever
bound
roam
in
bound in
cyclic
cyclic
chains.
chain.
So
So
all may
all may
rest and
rest in
bear their
the
minds
clear
here.
sphere.
I raise
Praise
Bodhi
Bodhi
for
for
boundless
boundless
days.
days.
And the luminous lamas melt into us, heart to heart, mind to mind, we are one. Yeah. So we've been doing the practice. Oh, sorry, I want to invoke. At your ease, a little longer. Kyabda Kelwanam Tangyer Me Pe Gondrin Sumden Chinshen Lama Che Rigzin Jorme Tubden Jatsola Sowadep Sonyamlen Tarchin Sho Gogmin Churgi Ingi Potane Dusam Sangye Gunging Onyi Rangsam Chirgungun Sim Dunzape Zawe Lama Shapla Sowade. So welcome again. I'm so happy to meet with you. Reflecting from our recent retreats, you have been floating with the elements since Losar, since our retreat, about 3 weeks, I think. And as I said, I'd be interested to hear how you are emerging in this retreat, and we'll practice. Maybe I'll say a few things to start with, and then open for you, give you a little time perhaps to reflect on how your reflection has been. And to review a little bit, we begin, as you know, with the Oma Hum Hri, and that is really the essential practice, the essence practice for the whole seeing to being spectrum. And in a sense, it's an essential practice for our whole lives, throughout our practice, whatever level we are doing, Sutra, Tantra, Dzogchen. Because after all, and you know this from Yungundra also, those of you who are doing it, we're working with the seed syllables, Om, Ah, Hum, Hri. And these are, Om, as you know, the awakened body. So when we sound white light of Om coming from your heart, it's a moment to feel one with the Buddhas in your embodiment. Always our practice is oriented toward recognizing the awakened state, not only in our future, in its full manifestation, but present to us now in some way. Just as we said earlier, talking with Kat, that every part of the spectrum of the element is in the element, and every part of the spectrum of the 9 vehicles is in you. We have Buddha nature. So important. We have empty essence, luminous nature, and these two, this empty clarity that is our intrinsic nature, manifests forth in all that we see in the world. We are not foreigners on this planet. We're not foreigners among others. We're not foreigners in our own lives. It's part of what we're seeking to understand. Awakening is the most natural thing for us. It seems like these other habits of samsara, the very habits that we're seeking to counter by our practice of the elements, they seem natural, don't they? Flopping down, watching TV, scrolling, just taking a walk, letting your mind go anywhere. It's natural, but we are, as practitioners, looking to make a refined discrimination between the habitual and the natural. Our habits are very, very powerful, but they're not our ultimate nature. So when we sound Om, we are awakening the body. The body of an awakened being is a body of light, a body of no substantiality at all. And so as we allow the Om light to dissolve our experience of solidity, we are entertaining our Buddha body nature, the Nirmanakaya. Oh, Ah is awakened speech. Awakened speech is mantra. Awakened speech is speaking without the mind getting clogged up or congested in the way that intellectual activity can do for us. It doesn't mean we don't train our intellects. Absolutely we do. As I've said many times, my own teachers, our own teachers, Lama Namgyal and I, probably so many of your teachers, other teachers as well, they're brilliant. They know the text backward and forward. Dalai Lama famously, in my mind, said to me once, if you're not a practitioner and you get a few things wrong about the Dharma, it's not so bad. But if you're a practitioner, you really have to know the teaching well. So we aspire to do that. And with our speech, however, the awakened speech is not, it's not a conceptual state. Jigme Lingpa reminds us that speech is basically wind, it's energy. So connected with Tara, connected with the air element, just as body is connected with the earth element. Of course, all of the elements are in your own body. And with Ah, we light up the whole world with the red light associated, in this case with speech, but also with fire. And when we light up the world, we light it up with a sense of, yes, this is going out and blessing the world, blessing the speech of everyone. And with whom deep blue light goes out. Of course, it goes through your body and out into space. Again, blessing everyone, everywhere, in a kind of kinesthetic way. That's our intention from the beginning. We've already set our intention. Everything we do in this practice, in any practice, is for the benefit of beings. And we prayed it to feel that way. Feel that way. So now the whole world, your body blending in with the whole universe of deep blue light, like the sky just before the moon rises, the sun is set. It has that kind of luminous, deep, deep blue, but not quite black. And then we let go of that with a gentle free. And that's the Svabhavika Kaya, the union of all three Kayas. And we're just in as easy and natural a state as arises for us at that time. So that sets up our body, speech, and mind, expanding the understanding of what body, speech, and mind are, recognizing, as we are about to do very explicitly, that who are we but dancing elements? At one level, dancing bone and blood and water and air and breath and the space in our bodies. In another way, the elements extend deep into the sacred. In essence, as you know, they are light and sound. And so we use the elements of the mantras, the seed syllables of the elements. And in some sense, they all come from sound. In some sense, everything comes from sound is a little vibration in space. And the seed syllables, what that means is, so when we have the seed syllable for the elements, it means that syllable, which is really just sound and a little bit of light, is the source for the arising of Lam, is the source for the arising of the whole planet, of all the planets in the cosmos. It's also simply light, kind of golden light. So we've been exploring how these elements, we've been particularly interested in this segment of the Seeing the Being teaching of the elements. We're particularly interested in how we can recognize more acutely our own patterns, our own habits, and where the elements are in and out of balance. So with the earth, you may have, some of you have written that you have, looked into another element sometimes that seems to be particularly up for you, and that's totally fine and wonderful. I think that most of you have been focusing mainly on the earth element and perhaps the water element. It's good to have a focus and go through. We're going to encourage you to go on to the next element, fire, for the next meeting, which will be March 28th. And Moses has communicated that at the usual time on Saturday at 9. You'll get a notice about that. So let me remind you a little bit about the earth element and see what you have to say. And also, if you have any basic questions about how to do the practice, we can hear those before we actually do it. And there'll be time to discuss after we do the practice also, is my aspiration. So the earth element, when it's out of balance, it's really tough. It's like you're sinking. There's nothing that's holding you up. Or you're being crushed. The world comes crashing down on you. Or you become really, really rigid, trying to hold on. And usually what's at the heart of that imbalance is some kind of feeling of hollowness. Like you're in a hole under the earth or in a cave that's formed around you. Oh dear. Okay, I'll have to talk to Moses about that. I had asked him to set up a date. So thank you, Louise. We'll see. I'm not sure how the timing is. Thank you. We'll check into that. I don't know if it will be able to change, but thank you for reminding us. That heavy feeling. And remember that the earth, kind of the last thing we discussed in our retreat, any element can be out of balance actively or passively. So when you feel bombarded by just too many rules, like rocks tumbling over you or crushing you, I feel crushed, we might say, after something goes wrong. Or you find yourself responding, as in the little vignette we talked about, somebody asks you a question, can I do this or that? And you say, you have to do it absolutely this way. And they say, no, I can't, I won't. And you just freeze in a kind of rigid frame. No, it must be like this. It must be like this. It can't be like that. That's some kind of seed maxim going on in your mind. Have to do it this way, can't do it that way. So we find ourselves rigid. That's out of balance, but sometimes we impose that on others, or people impose it on us in some way. Somebody is telling us you have to do it this way and not that way, and suddenly we feel all locked up. So it can go in either direction. And then, of course, when Earth is in balance, it's great. You feel support. Like our 3 pillars. You remember your 3 pillars. You remember you have the whole heft of the planet holding you up. Are we being recorded? Emily had told me it will be recorded, so I think we are. Thank you. Yes, thank you. So that's quite a spectrum of Earth in and out of balance. So, how has this gone for you? Earth in particular, but if you'd like to speak about something else, that's okay. But let me see first if there's some people who want to talk about just how it was for you, how it is for you. Are you earthy? Are you earthy in a good way? You feel, yes, solid ground beneath me. I love it. Or are you like, gotta do it this way, can't do it that way? Crushed by rules, crushed by habits, or some other thing. Yes, Mel.
Crushed by rules.
Yeah. How does that feel?
I will share definitely that I have a printer problem, so I my little booklets of my practice are backwards, and I feel like that's not good. So I feel that heaviness.
Oh, you can't move the earth in the way you want to set it up. It's
Exactly.
see.
Exactly.
That's a great one. Yeah. And then it forces you to read it backwards.
Yeah, and then I feel like, oh, I'm doing it wrong, and all the rocks come crushing down on
Right,
me.
right, right. So a
And
little, yeah, go ahead.
as I mentioned in our last retreat, I definitely identify most with fire and space, so Earth is kind of uh I don't know, supportive but crushing.
I see. Well, fire and space, yeah, they're very, obviously, they're very powerful. And obviously, each element, we aspire for each element to be balanced and also balancing all of the five. So that might explain why Earth is troubling a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm working on it.
yeah, no, it's wonderful that it's so clear for you. And it's now that you're more familiar with the elements, maybe it makes sense to say that as we work on the earth element, you might also become aware of something that's kind of missing when it becomes too heavy. Maybe fire or air can't really do their thing when earth is out of kilter. Or maybe you need a little water in there for a little more flexibility. Sprinkle some water on your printer, haha, and make it more flexible. That's great, Mel.
Thank
Thank you. It's nice to be aware. Usually there's one or two elements that are going to be most important for each person. It's great to be aware of that. Thank you so much. Our lovely twosome, Brunel, who's going to speak?
Here. Good morning. So nice to see
Morning.
you.
Early for you guys, yeah.
A bit. Um, so I had the most profound meditation with Don Mountain this morning that I've ever had,
Hmm.
and I just want to share a few realizations for me and linking it into. I think there's a big part of Earth element with this. Um, Sort of my first kind of clarity was um, oftentimes I'm struggling with focusing on the breath, and my mind keeps pulling me away, and it's like I'm very poor at staying with the breath. Um, Sometimes it's a struggle. And this morning, things came in that it was like, I'm not chasing you away. This is the path. Um, and I just had so I always struggle with shamatha and vipassana, but I believe that this morning it was true vipassana insight.
Hmm.
Um, and the um, the clarity I think was that I recognized well, and yesterday we had this great workshop on IFS that I've always struggled with connecting with my body, with my feelings. Like
Mm.
I oftentimes never even know what I'm feeling. I don't know how to say it. It's there, but I don't know how to say it or express it, and I feel confusion. Um, the clarity was recognizing that my thoughts. So the our mind always lies. Our body never lies. That phrase.
Hmm.
Um, that um, our thoughts are our mind, and our feelings are our body. Um, and
Feelings can be
the
both mind and body.
I'm
You know,
sorry.
feelings can be both. You know, among the five skandhas, feeling is feeling good, bad, or indifferent. So both, but definitely it echoes in the body.
Okay, okay, okay. And another area where I find myself grasping for understanding is the central channel. And I've been sort of connecting with a recognition, like it's not there anatomically,
Right.
but we live, in this our mind, our consciousness is not anatomical either.
What is your experience when you try to look into the central channel?
That it's
What do you feel
what do I feel?
or sense?
Uh, my words are that I'm recognizing that it's the central channel is an interface between my body and my mind.
Okay.
Um, and and
When, uh-huh.
um, so so just and curiosity. In my meditation, curiosity to me was like a key opening, allowing me to open up my mind into my body and my feelings and the central channel. Again, this realization today, my central channel. We've got these. There's seven or more chakras, but I think in our tradition, more like four or five.
Right.
Um, but I was recognizing the potency of given chakras, my heart,
Oh, nice.
and my dough,
Nice.
and so anyway, just those it was just this profound, like, wow.
Yeah.
And then this morning with you giving us the essence practice, it was another aha that awakened body here now, this solid, I don't know, earth is Nirmanakaya, that our speech is this light sound energy, maybe not light, but the energy Sambhogakaya, and the awakened mind is the Dharmakaya, and the Hari is the Sabhavakakaya.
Right.
I mean, that's what I believe you just introduced us to. So it's like, wow, overwhelmed and amazing.
Wow is a great state of being, right? It's not intellectual. It's wow. That wowness is very precious. So when you have wow, you can sit with that.
Mhm.
And it's very beautiful for you to see that, yes, something can open and take you to how you feel in your body.
Mhm.
That's so precious.
Mhm.
So precious.
Mhm.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Dahlia, please. And I think yeah,
Thank
maybe 2 minutes each. I think we're going to have to go to now. Yeah, go ahead.
you. I'll try to be quick. So really happy to be here, and I'm trying to not be dramatic, but I just returned from Israel.
Just wondering.
Got
Yeah.
back on Thursday, and after a 4 day of pretty arduous travel to get back, and so I was thinking a lot about the elements, and so there's like war, and is that fire? Is that earth? Is that buildings tumbling? But more my inner landscape. So that being exposed to that felt very very elemental, and
Yeah.
and then there was something about our travels. We were trying to get back to the United States and traveling from like middle of Israel down to the south, trying to get out through Jordan, didn't work, coming up through Egypt, through Rome, like a really quite a saga there. And it felt like flow, it felt like water. There was
Uh, uh,
there was something about
uh,
um, we would move, and then something there would be an obstacle, and we would move again, and there would be an obstacle, and we would move again. And it happened like 4 or 5 or 6 times,
yeah.
just like that flow. And right now, I'm just feeling with this really shaky feeling inside. It's like kind of right down here, kind of in my chest, and my abdomen's feeling tight, and um, so I'm just kind of, I don't know, asking for some guidance. Haven't had a big cry yet. I think it's about to come,
Yeah. Yeah.
but like also, where do we hold fear and anxiety in the elemental map? So yeah, anything that could be
It
helpful.
depends. But, as far as I think you're doing very well to be aware of your feelings. That's really where we start before we try to be concern ourselves with the label.
Hmm.
The fact that you can feel the anxiety, you have two places right now at least where you're quite clear. I think you said in your chest and your belly. That makes
Hmm.
sense.
Hmm.
Um, that's really the most important thing. And perhaps as we go through the practice, you will get a sense of, does it feel like the earth has fallen out from below you? Maybe a little bit. I mean, war is terrifying, and your loved ones are still there, and on and on and on, and war is filled with hatred. You might not feel hatred, but you might feel the energy of the hatred that is animating this destruction. And to say to everyone, I wouldn't worry too much, really, about, oh, do I have the right label? It's really what it feels like to you. Maybe it feels, if anxiety could be air, worrying, running back and forth, doing this and that, but it could be terror also of, the world is fraught, right? It's dangerous. People we love are in danger. People we don't know are in danger, and that's horrifying as well. So I guess the guidance would be to feel into it, feel what you feel, be and maybe be curious, as Brunel said, be curious as we go through the practice. I know for me something might hit, and the only point for that is for it to illuminate for you a little more clearly, what what's at play. So welcome back. I'm so glad you're back safely.
Yeah, thanks. Really good to see.
Yeah.
This is the safest place for me to come today.
Oh, oh,
So,
it's good to see you.
thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Louise.
This seems pretty superficial
I'm
compared,
not hearing you well. Is your yeah? Can you lean a little forward? Yeah.
um, compared to what Dahlia has just been through. So I feel such sympathy for it all. But yeah, it's very upsetting. So this is just a little domestic experience, and that is about washing dishes. So my partner very kindly washes the dishes, but not always very well. So, so
I've been accused of that. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm like, the tension begins to happen. I don't like this not washed well dish or whatever, or pan. And so should I just keep that to myself, or, or tell him how bad that is? So I felt it, that sense of that rigidity happening in me.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
what is the other element to bring in? And of course, it's water, it's compassion. And
Yeah.
sometimes, he's really of goodwill and just be of goodwill and just tell him in a nice, communicative way rather than a blaming, judging way. So it was just, it's just really helpful. I'm finding this, it is really great to realize when you're going over the edge with an out of balance element
Well,
and finding the way back to kind of a calmer presence and with the help of another.
hmm.
So it just felt very simple but helpful.
It's very beautiful. I love the phrase you used to finding your way back.
Mhm.
That's what we're doing. We're finding our way back because that nature, that capacity is there. It's beautiful, Louise. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can I just
I
add,
think we should practice. What, Harvey?
could I just add one
Of course. Of
observation?
course. Please.
So, Louise, I think you actually encompassed it all, but I just want to frame it just a little, tweak it a bit. You're very, very aware of how you're being impacted. And I think being able to see that something is affecting you and making you rigid or tight or whatever is really, really important. And in terms of communication, there's a big difference between saying, you never clean the dishes in the right way, which you very appropriately identified as shame or blame. And whenever it's you, we also always say, do a U turn. You
Oh,
can convert it to what you're experiencing. So when you do the dishes this way, which is an objective statement, when you do the dishes this way, I find myself getting contracted or tight or heavy or pained or anxious or judgmental, even. You just reflect on how it affects you. I feel contracted. I feel heavy. I feel this tightness in my chest. I feel like lashing out, even. Beautiful. That's sharing what's happening for you as opposed to blaming and shaming. It's enormously productive in communication. You have all the tools, you just have to be able to use your mouth to do it. It's a very different perspective between shaming and blaming and just sharing the impact of something on yourself. And
yeah,
that is
yeah.
conducive to intimacy, actually.
And it is um, it is important to communicate those things and
Yes,
rather
yes.
than saying, well, I better not say anything because I'm so out of balance. Yeah. So thank you, Harvey. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling out of balance. This makes me feel out of balance. Fine. Makes me feel anxious. It makes me feel hot, whatever. But be aware of the shame, blame. That stuff is pretty toxic.
I
That's
know.
guaranteed to be toxic. That's all.
How lovely. So finding your way back, the U-turn, distilled instruction. Wonderful. I know there had been some hands up before. I suggest that we practice, and I think we'll still have time on the other side. And I'm happy for you to write me. If there was something you wanted to say today and you'd like to write us, please do. So, do our practice. And we'll do it in this way. Now that you are familiar, first of all, feel the ground, feel the earth that's holding you. That's where we always start. You know how to do that. You're resting. And if it's easy for you, let your attention drop down to your dough, even now. We will, of course, end up there after we sing the earth element. So you're settled, you're supported, you're safe. Earth energy pouring forth like grace from the center of the earth, holding you. And now that you're familiar, let us do it like this. We'll sound the first syllable, Lam, and give some moments of silence. And as you say, sing Lam, start feeling into what you know about your own experience of Earth, feeling rigid, feeling hemmed in, feeling crushed. And maybe I know for me now, when I just say Lam, I immediately get mountains and, examples of cliffs and so on. And just kind of have that in whatever way is easy for you. Let that be alive for you, because you're familiar now with the spectrum of earth element. And then when we sing, we ask for light to shine on where our ground breaks, where it seems to be out of balance. But we won't take a pause, as we did in training, between the second line and the third line. We'll kind of set that up from the beginning just by sounding Lam and bringing to mind the spectrum of Earth as you have experienced it. And the other thing we'll do a little bit differently, which is always an option, is we'll sing the verse through 3 times and do the threefold Lam light coming from the golden jewel of groundless ground after the 3rd time only. When you have time, if you want to do it each recitation, you can do that. Maybe you feel familiar enough that it's nice to build it up through the recitation 3 times of the verse and then let it all go into the Lam. And we'll do that for each of the 5 elements. Okay? Okay. A moment to settle. Earth, rigid, supportive, everything in between. May I understand how it is for me. Light the sights where my ground breaks, rigid holding hollow whole. Earth light streams from my navel, golden jewel of groundless ground. And again, and unmute if you like, as before. Lam. Light the sights where my ground breaks, rigid holding hollow whole. Earth light streams from my navel, golden jewel of groundless ground. 3rd time. Lam. Light the sights where my breaks, rigid holding hollow whole. Earth light streams from my navel, golden jewel of groundless ground. The jewel at your deep belly and your dough, glowing, radiant, light, expanding first through your entire body, then throughout space, with the sense that you're actually balancing the earth element for everyone throughout space. And then resting with the 3rd line, resting in that light, and then just letting it go. You don't have to say a syllable the 1st time. Okay? And water. Bring to mind all you know. It flows, it freezes, it can drown you, you can float on. Light the sights of my soul being, deflecting here, flooding there. Light streams from my midriff orb, clear mirror knows illusion. Where is water in you? How does it feel? Light the sights of my soul, deflecting here, flooding there. Light streams from my midriff orb, clear mirror knows illusion. Getting more balanced now. Light the sights of my soul, deflecting here, flooding there. Light streams from my midriff orb, clear mirror knows illusion. And from your solar plexus, white bomb sends out its white light everywhere, balancing it in you, balancing it in the universe as you rest in it and let it go. Fire. When it's too intense, it burns you or others to the ground. When it's balanced, vitality, creativity, delight. Light the sight of my rising, searing, searched and scorched desert. Light streams from my heart center, flame red flower at my heart. Light the sights of my veins, searing, searched and scorched desert. Light streams from my heart center, flame red flower at my heart.
Okay, I found this on the web.
Light the sights of my blazing, searing, searched and scorched desert. Light streams from my heart center, flame red flower at my heart. Ram, Yum, when we have air out of balance, we're veering, going this way and that way, rushing like the wind from every corner into every direction. When air is balanced, then we flow, we move. The airplanes come on time, we go, we have a direction, we have a velocity that works for us, we move. Change can occur. Air brings change, raucously or in an even unfolding manner as we pray it to do. Light the sides to this and that, so unsure. Light streams from the center. Sword with one stroke gets all done. Yum. Light the sides of my veering to this and that, so light streams from my throat center. Sword with one stroke gets all done. Feel the balance coming on, or feel whatever you feel. Don't need a story, feel it. Or if you have a story, then you can let go of it. Third time. Yum. Light the sides of my veering to this and that, unsure. Light streams from my throat center. Sword with one stroke, well done. Yum. My veering to this and that, so unsure. Light streams from my throat center. Sword with one stroke, well done. Light the sights of my veering to this and that, so unsure. Light streams from my throat center. Sword with one stroke gets all done. And feeling yum at your throat, filling your body, filling space. Rest in it and let it go. Yum. Maybe mute now. Maybe that helps feel space, a little silence, more silent. Light my sights of dull don't know, stuck and shifting, roiling still. Light streams out from my midskull, from a ring of light wholeness. Light my sights of dull don't know, stuck then shifting, roiling still. Light streams out from my mind's skull, from a ring of light wholeness. Light my sights of dull don't know, stuck then shifting, roiling still.
Light
Light streams out from my mid-skull, from a ring of light wholeness. May all beings, including ourselves, benefit from this practice forever. Yeah, so we only have 3 minutes. Let me see if Lama Nangvel would like to say something, and then if somebody else would. If you didn't get to express something you need to express, write us. Anyone? Space is upon us. Habits dissolve into space like we dissolve when we do refuge. Like we dissolve at the end of every Oma Hong Ri. We're learning that everything comes from space, everything goes back into space. And this is really crucial Dzogchen orientation. Everything is light and sound solidified in space. So what are we so worried about? We want to see that, and we can laugh at ourselves because it sure doesn't feel that way. It sure doesn't. All right then. Well, blessings for you and your lives and your practice for this poor world. So much suffering in so many places. It feels important to send out light and bless as much as possible. And may our prayers be realized. Ultimately, there is always that potential. So it's really lovely seeing you all. I really appreciate you all turning up. May you be well. May you be increasingly, rarefyingly elemental, and also robustly elemental, because we need real earth and real air and all of that too. So with that in mind, let's share our awe with each other and everyone, and we can feel that all the elemental colors are moving out. After all, white contains all letters. So white eye, your heart, sending in all rainbow radiance. Blessings to each other, to all the world, everywhere. All beings. Yeah. It's a blessing to be with you. It's a blessing to have this practice. For now, the next meeting is the 28th, 9 a.m. We'll see we'll check what the timing of All Kings is and see if that changes anything. And we'll be back in touch with you when
Let's remind everyone over the next 2 weekends, Lama Tenzin will be teaching
Oh, thank you.
March 13th, Friday night, and 14th, and then on March 20th and
21st.
21st.
Yeah. The next Friday evenings, we've agreed with Lama Tenzin. Lama Namgyal and I will offer some review of where we've been with the teaching of the mind of right now, which is, of course, very relevant to what we're doing with the elements in its fundamental essence. And also then Saturday, Lama Tenzin, I think it's from 9 to 3 Houston time. We'll send out, and also the following weekend, Friday night, Lama Namgyal and myself, and then Saturday, Lama Tenzin, 9 to 3, and then we'll practice from 5 till about 5 o'clock or so, Houston time, or maybe 4:30. So we will get to spend some time with you also. What?
Interest in Dzogchen, this is a terrific opportunity to engage in Dzogchen teachings. It is an ongoing teaching from a Mipam text, which itself is very elementary and also very advanced. And the way Lama Tenzin teaches it, he insists on going very, very slowly so that each element is digested. And it really turns out to be accessible to anybody who is interested and is walking in for the first time. So it is an ongoing program, but you are really invited and will feel free to come, and you will benefit if you do come, if you do have an interest in Dzogchen. He's a terrific transmitter of the Dzogchen tradition, and it's really a wonderful opportunity to have access to these teachings. So we encourage both old students and new students to join. It's a terrific
We
occasion.
really do. Mipam Rinpoche is in our direct lineage. He was a very close teacher, a mentor to Adzom Trukpa, and maybe the first great luminary to recognize Adzom Trukpa's state of realization. And Lama Tenzin is doing something extraordinary in my experience in the rich oral commentary, which comes largely, there is an oral commentarial tradition always, and it is also infused with his own practice. And for those of you who were doing IFS yesterday or may yet listen to it, I hope, what we're learning across the board, it really relates to what Brunel said initially, is how to somehow be clear about what's going on with us. Not just as ideas, although we need words and so on and explanation, of course, but to really sit in, and finally be the lack of, learning in the Dzogchen process. The main thing we're doing is learning about what it feels like when there's a thought and the million different ways in which it feels and what happens and how we can understand what is really occurring in our own thought process, which is related to some of the skills we were reflecting on yesterday. So it will be available asynchronously as well. Really encourage everyone for your own Dzogchen path to participate. Love to you.
Would
Yes?
like to clarify the times really quickly because the way it
Okay.
was described was a little confusing, I think. So it is 2 weekends, 2 Fridays, 2 Saturdays. The Fridays are online only, 7
Thank you.
p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Saturdays, you have the option of coming in person. We are 9 a.m. Central to 5 p.m. Lama Tenzin will be with us from Europe 10 to 3, I believe. Is 9 the Nundro? I'm so sorry.
I don't remember either, Emily, but we will let
Okay,
you know.
well, we'll remember tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Lama Tenzin will be online with us. The Lamas, Lama Rigzin, Drolma, and Lama Namgyal Dorje will be in person in the temple. 9 a.m. to 3 with Lama Tenzin hopping off, but we continue until 5 so that we can practice what we learned from Lama Tenzin. So that's Friday the 13th online, Saturday the 14th in person, Friday the 20th online, Saturday the 21st in person.
And it's all on our website.
Yeah.
Thanks, Emily. Thank you, Emily. And you feel better too. And big ahs to you all. Ahs from the heart. Take good care.
Nice to see you, Serby.
It's great to see you. Wow. Look
Rare
at
occurrence, yay.
very rare.